All right, so because I want to get started cutting with the M2, I'm going to be putting together the sled kit today, and I'm not going to mount the entire frame to the wall yet. We're just going to leave it freestanding as it is. For my setup, as you guys probably remember, for my setup here, I got the wood storage all behind it. I like that for now, but I also really do like the idea of having the entire frame mounted against the wall. So I'm just gonna figure out how to rearrange my shop. But before that, I really want to get started on cutting with the M2, and I really want to upgrade the sled kit and the top frame. So we're gonna do that today. We're gonna put together the new sled that they provided with the upgrade kit, as well as the spring up top and everything else that comes with the kit. Everything except for mounting it to the wall. We'll do that another day. All right, here we go. So first step, we're going to take bag H here and we're going to mount it to the top of this entire motor thing here. So open this guy up. All right, so we're going to take the motor shaft, and you want to attach the motor mount so that the hole is away from the guide rail here. So not so that it's inside of it, facing away like this. All right, so we're already at the part where we have to start taking apart the old one. If you got the upgrade kit. If you got the new kit, you don't have this already built probably. So you got the motors in the bag, you're good to go. Since I got the upgrade kit, we're gonna take down the old sled here. Let's pull these cons out. This is gonna be recalibrated anyway, so I don't really care about messing this up. So the most important thing, right, when I'm taking this down, I want to yank. I gotta cut the zip tie. I don't want to lose this cable. Okay, that's a ZAxis cable. I also want to unplug my router, which already is, and should be good to go. Nice and free, nice and heavy. Should have taken the bricks off first, but that's all right. So I imagine we're just gonna salvage pretty much everything from this old sled. I'm just gonna remove the Z-axis from it right now, and we're gonna bring it, the motor, and we're gonna bring that with like the whole getup over here. So next, I got the motor off. We're gonna be attaching it to the bracket that we just added, and you want it so that the shaft, so with the bracket we just applied, you want it so the shaft is facing up, just like this, away from the rest of the base here. You can use the same hex bolts, but they actually apply some new ones here you could use. So I'll probably use the new ones just in case the old ones stripped a little bit. So here we go. When attaching the motor, make sure that the motor shaft is at the far end away from the rest of the mount. Now that the shafts are all hooked up, we want to make sure that the band is as tight as possible to avoid any slipping. All right, so I wanted to point out one real quick thing. I'm taking the ring and attaching to the sled, the pre-made sled that they send you. And there's something here that's a really big difference in my mind. Before, when you cut out your own sled, you kind of had to gauge a little bit on your own how to put the brackets with making sure that the center is actually at the center. you kind of measure from the distance and do whatever you can to make sure it's centered. That does introduce a lot of error normally. So check this out with the new one here. What they've done, let's see if you can see, there's really small pre-drilled holes, you know, intended for these screws that are provided. So now you know exactly how to place the bracket right on top, right over the pre-drilled holes, and you can attach the screw to that part. That, again, you know, really loving this new sled so far. I think it's going to erase a lot of error that you might not even know you were having with your Maslow before. So now you know the ring is center on the sled. That along with the ZAxis fix. I mean, we're getting really good here. So really excited, gonna put this in now. Really can't wait till we can start cutting with this guy. Check it out. Since we have the upgrade kit, we won't have to reassemble the entire sled ring, and we can just take it off from the old sled. I'm going to use the provided screws here for attaching the rail to the sled versus using my old screws because these screws are pretty small and they'll strip easily, so it's a good idea to refresh them every now and then. I know it's pretty hard to see this angle. I'm just going to be using the provided screws to attach the bracket that holds the router to the entire ZAxis setup. Now that the ZAxis piece is ready, we need to attach an entire part to the sled. This part was a little trickier than you would expect, as you'll see now. So the easiest way not to stress about the T-tracks, I'm actually going to pop one of the ends of these off, the caps that are keeping them on here. Make sure you don't lose that, we'll need that. I'm going to get the T-tracks out, okay? And just remember which direction they go in. So the rails of this are facing, this side's facing outwards. So it goes in like this and rides well. We're gonna get the screws through the sled, okay? And we're just gonna kind of get these started, all right? Not too tight because you want to be able to slide the sled on here. And I'm going to do the other side as well. And when we get all of these lined up in the same direction like this, again, not too tight, it'll be a lot easier to get the entire track on because you can just slide it straight on versus having to find the tracks from underneath. It'll be too hard, so we'll do it that way. Once you're able to finagle on the T-tracks for the router, don't tighten down the screws just yet. We're going to want to make sure that the bit is centered in the hole before we do this. So I'm going to remove the router from its outer shell, slide it into the clamp on the ZAxis mount, and then measure around the entire bit to ensure that it's centered on the sled before tightening down the fixture to the sled. They even made attaching the bricks to the sled easier by marking some lines on the sled so you can align the top of the bricks to those lines. All right, we're almost there. So I got the bricks on. We still have to hook up all the electronics, but I'm gonna do that in a sec after I switch out the old controller with the new one. I'm not sure if there's any difference, but I'm gonna do it just in case. So now what we're gonna do is attach this fancy new spring. I'm very excited. As you can see, I actually modded my old one with a bungee cord. Actually, I'm not sure how much of a difference this will make because I already kind of fixed this problem. But I'm assuming the tension of this is a lot stronger, better, all that kind of stuff. Mine also, I was really afraid of when it got to like full extension because, the zip ties could have popped out or so many things, It was just a quick mod. So in the bag with the data cable, we've got these quick links. And these quick links are going to replace where I had my bungee cords. I'm just going to take out the zip tie from the spring. I'm going to hook up the spring first, just like this, easy. Now we're going to come up. Now we're going to come up to where my bungee was. And all I'm going to do is unhook that right there. I'm trying not to let go of anything here because I don't want the fire back on the other end. Why isn't it fitting easily over there? It's a little bit of a tight fit. There we go. And then just closing her off like that. Okay. Nice. Okay, so now I'm still holding on to both because I don't want to lose the tension on this side over here. Okay. So now we're gonna go over, again, quick attachment here, like that. Come on over. Wow, very tight tension. I'm just gonna leave that up here for a sec. Take off the bungee cord I have. And wow, that's really tough. Okay, this will be easier if I take the sprocket out first. Hook that up in here, all right. I'm gonna close her off so that this is nice and secure. Pull, pull, pull. Oh yeah, there we go. All right, let me close it to protect myself here. Wow. That feels good. Nice. And I'm gonna put this above where this sled's gonna sit. All right. Now that that's done, we can throw the sled up. Okay. There it is. Brand new sled. Cool part of it. So in the old sled, you had the router ZAxis sat on it, so you would use its vacuum port. So they provide you like this PVC part here. So it's just gonna stick right in here. Like that. And now your vacuum just attaches to the bottom. Nice and simple. The thing I like about this, I can attach my bigger hose to it because it's a larger. I mean, I could just adapt it to the old one, but whatever, laziness and all that good stuff. And then you take the ZAxis that you had and just re-plug it in. Okay, ZAxis attached. I'm going to reattach a zip tie. Now, let's see if we can put this guy in. Yes, we can. So again, Maslow provides this awesome upgraded controller box with the cover, now protects from sawdust. That should have been done from the start. Electronics need that type of protection. So I wasn't able to get this part on camera, but all you need to do is screw in the control board to the back of the M2 like we did in any previous version or any of my previous videos. And I ended up attaching it to the back of the top post, and then connect all of the corresponding wires to the motors as instructed by the manual. Then power it on, hook it up to a computer, and get ready to rock. Here's some live action cutting of the M2 since I had it built by the time I made this video.
I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you have any questions, comment below and I'll make sure to get back to you. And be sure to hit that like button and subscribe button to follow along with all my projects. As always, thanks again for watching, guys.